The first step onto the pink sands of Bermuda feels almost unreal, as though you've entered a world suspended between paradise and nightmare. The soft, rose-colored grains glint under the tropical sun, creating a beauty that seems too perfect, too pristine. But as your eyes sweep across the coastline, a creeping unease begins to take hold. The beaches are not just pink. They are strangely silent, eerily still, and disturbingly isolated. Despite being a place celebrated by tourists for its tranquility, the sands themselves seem to hold secrets. Whispers in the wind, sudden, inexplicable shadows along the shoreline, and the uncanny sensation of movement just beyond your sight give the impression that this paradise hides a darkness no one speaks of. Beneath the inviting pink surface, the beaches are alive with subtle horror. The sand is composed of finely crushed coral and shells, but some sections contain fragments so dark and sharp they almost appear like human teeth, glinting in the sunlight. Locals speak of ancient legends, spirits of shipwrecked sailors, drawn to these shores by the relentless current, trapped eternally in the coral sands, their anguish bleeding into the environment itself. Visitors sometimes report seeing fleeting shapes beneath the waterline, forms that vanish before they can be identified, leaving only a lingering sense of dread. The pink sands, so alluring by day, seem to transform at twilight into a sinister landscape, a place where the boundary between beauty and horror blurs, and nature itself appears to play tricks on the human mind. Walking along the shoreline, the psychological effect intensifies. The water laps gently, yet each wave seems to whisper, carrying distorted echoes of cries and laughter from unseen sources. Driftwood and coral fragments are scattered across the beach, some positioned in ways that resemble figures frozen mid-motion. Shadows from palm trees stretch across the sands, forming grotesque patterns that shift subtly with every passing breeze. The contrast of serene beauty and underlying menace creates a tension that grips the senses, leaving visitors unnerved, yet compelled to continue exploring. It is as if the beach itself is testing those who dare to walk its pink expanse, a silent challenge that heightens every instinct, amplifying the fear lurking beneath the surface. The most terrifying feature of Bermuda's pink beaches is their history. These sands have witnessed countless shipwrecks over centuries, the victims lost to stormy waters or hidden reefs. Their bodies may have long since dissolved into the ocean, yet the legends persist, suggesting that their presence lingers in subtle, inexplicable ways. People report sudden chills, brushes against the skin when no one is nearby, and glimpses of shadowy figures reflected in wet sand or shallow pools. The mind struggles to rationalize these occurrences, leaving the imagination to fill in horrifying possibilities. Even the color of the sand itself contributes to unease. The rose hue, beautiful by day, can seem blood-like at dusk, a silent reminder of death hidden within paradise. Photographers and videographers attempting to capture the beaches often find their equipment behaving strangely. Unexpected shadows, glitches in lighting, or faint, unexplainable movement in frames, further reinforcing the island's eerie aura. The isolation of the beaches adds to the fear. Away from populated areas, the pink sands stretch endlessly, with no visible end to the shoreline. The wind carries the scent of salt and coral, yet sometimes mingled with a faint, acrid odor, almost imperceptible but enough to trigger a primal sense of caution. Rocks and coral formations jut out unpredictably, creating sudden blind spots where something could be hiding, observing, or waiting. The combination of alien beauty, history of tragedy, and subtle supernatural suggestions creates a deeply unsettling environment. It is impossible not to feel the presence of something beyond human understanding, a force woven into the very grains of sand, quiet yet omnipresent, a ghostly reminder that paradise can hide horrors in plain sight. As twilight descends on Bermuda's pink sand beaches, the atmosphere shifts from tranquil to menacing. Shadows lengthen unnaturally across the rose-hued sands, and the gentle waves now seem to whisper secrets that chill the soul. The previously inviting coastline becomes an alien landscape, the beauty masking a latent terror. Every grain of sand seems to pulse with memory, echoing the tragedies of centuries past, shipwrecks, drownings, and sailors lost to sudden storms. The faint scent of salt is interlaced with something acrid, almost metallic, evoking blood or decay. For anyone walking here alone, it is impossible not to feel watched, as though invisible eyes follow each step, observing silently from beyond the veil of water and mist. The legend of Bermuda's pink sands is not merely aesthetic. It is steeped in horror. Shipwreck survivors spoke of unseen forces pulling at the sands, dragging them toward hidden reefs or into shallow coves where no one could escape. Locals whisper of spirits trapped in the coral, their sorrow and rage seeping into the environment, animating it in subtle, terrifying ways. Tourists report sudden chills, phantom touches, and the sense of being pushed or nudged when no one else is near. Shadows twist and shift in impossible patterns on the sand, forming grotesque shapes that vanish when confronted. At night, the pink sands take on a darker, almost blood-red hue, transforming paradise into a stage for fear, where the past bleeds into the present. Walking along the shoreline at dusk, every sound is amplified. Waves crash softly yet seem to carry distorted echoes of cries and whispers, blending human voices with the rhythm of the surf. Driftwood and coral fragments appear arranged as though intentionally, their positions suggesting figures frozen mid-motion, caught in some eternal struggle. The shifting shadows of palm trees and jagged rocks distort perspectives, creating fleeting illusions of movement, while reflections in shallow pools occasionally reveal shapes that vanish the moment they are recognized. This interplay of light, shadow, and sand produces a psychological dissonance, a persistent, subtle terror that heightens the island's otherworldly qualities. The horror of the pink sand beaches is intensified by isolation. Away from populated areas, the sands stretch endlessly, creating a sense of vulnerability and exposure. A sudden breeze can bring the faint scent of decay, or carry distant, unidentifiable sounds, reinforcing the sensation that this paradise is secretly hostile. Rocks and coral formations cast unnatural shadows, forming hidden pockets where the imagination invents predatory presences or unseen observers. The longer one remains, the stronger the feeling that the island is alive, sentient, aware of human intrusion, and capable of subtle manipulation. Every step is a confrontation with the unknown, an encounter with the latent power of nature that humans cannot fully comprehend or control. Photography and filming reveal only fragments of the island's terrifying beauty. Time-lapse show shadows creeping unnaturally across the pink sands. Close-ups reveal dark fragments of coral glinting like teeth, and aerial footage emphasizes the alien vastness of the coastline, stretching into the horizon with no end. The interplay of crimson-tinted sand, shifting shadows, and the relentless ocean creates imagery that is hypnotic yet unsettling. Even seasoned adventurers describe a deep, primal fear here, a sensation that something unseen is orchestrating events, guiding the movement of light, sand, and shadow. It is as if the island itself is alive, a silent guardian of its secrets, revealing glimpses of horror only to those bold or foolish enough to venture far from safety. Bermuda's pink sand beaches are thus paradoxical, a place of stunning beauty, yet heavy with supernatural tension, where the very environment seems to remember the tragedies of centuries past. It is a locale where paradise masks terror, where light and color conceal shadows of the unimaginable, and where human perception struggles to reconcile reality with the inexplicable. Those who walk these sands leave with a lingering sense of awe, fascination, and fear, a visceral reminder that Earth still hides places in which beauty and horror coexist in perfect, terrifying harmony. If Bermuda's pink sand beaches shocked and terrified you, make sure to subscribe for more journeys into the world's most mysterious and haunting locations. Like this video if you felt the fear and fascination of stepping into paradise turned nightmare, and leave a comment. Would you dare to walk along these haunted shores alone? Hit the notification bell so you never miss our next exploration of forbidden and extraordinary locations hidden across the globe.